So I have been up here at the top of this hill, hill, knitting. But now there's like heck of bugs, so many bugs, a bunch of bugs, and one of them bit me. Can't see it, but it bit me, and I was very sad. That we're getting along so well. So I'm gonna come down the hill. It's gonna be a fun time. Yeah! Hill. I'll show you a little bit about what I did with the knitting. Sit down by this basketball hoop. So, sorry to anyone who has motion sickness watching these. What I ended up with, if you'll remember the yarn from my rucksack earlier, this is that. It's both of them together, and my camera's not going to focus on them because it doesn't like me. Alright, oh, there it goes. Awesome. So I've got this one variegated and then just one gray. So got a shot of those earlier. I can take another shot and have it be a little more clear. But, so yeah, 2 yarns happening. And I was thinking maybe I'd do a hat, like, with the top bit, knitting 1 row of each, because I started out doing 2 rows of each, and it just, because, like, the variegated one stacking on top of each other doesn't look very nice. At least I don't think so. So I think it would work better having the bits of gray in between to break up the color, and then you can see the color more pronouncedly. Seems like a pretty cool idea. So I'd probably do ribbing for the hat in gray, and go on to do the striping. This is how I do the thing, how I make the ideas, and then I make them happen. I knit a swatch, and I'm like, I do the first thing, and I'm like, I don't really like that thing, and then I do the second thing, and I'm like, I like that thing. Or sometimes I have to do like 10 things, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't figure out this thing, oh my god. Like, the variegated yarn I was trying to use for lace for a while, but like, really colorful yarns don't translate to lace very well. Unless it's like relatively simple. And I don't like doing really simple lace. So, there's kind of a trade-off with yarn that's really colorful and interesting is you can't have too complicated of stitch patterns or else you totally lose the prettiness of the yarn itself. So, you gotta kind of be aware of that. But a good, like the gray would be totally fantastic for that. It would show off lace stitches really well. So I was thinking maybe I could do a combination of the two in lace, but I don't know. Keep it simple, do a nice hat, and it'll be a really awesome hat. And it'd be pretty, lightweight, but still like warm enough. Because it's really thin, relatively thin. Yeah. So, this is my thought process when designing anything. And I do end up doing lots of hats because I like hats a lot, even though I don't wear them all that often. But if I have like a particular need for something, then I'll design around that instead of, because sometimes I'll look to the yarn and be like, what do you want to be? And other times I'll be like, I want this thing, what yarn would work like well for that? So, goes back and forth. There's some little bug. I'm gonna start the journey home.